Hello, everyone. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Joshua. Joshua is from California in the USA. So let's see what Joshua has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Hello.
Hello, Joshua. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing better now. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Not a problem. Very
So, tell,
spontaneous.
so tell me, how's your morning going so far?
It's getting better now. It was a little rough trying to log into Zoom for some reason, but we're here, we're good, so it's good now.
It's
I'm
a
actually excited
pleasure.
for today.
Wow, I love your background. I can see a lot of piece of artwork behind.
These are
Tell me
just
a
little
little,
quick.
tell me a little bit about it.
I'm into design fashion. So
Yeah.
I grew up in fashion. My grandmother was a seamstress, and she did the Sonny and Cher show. So when Sonny and Cher walk out at the end of the show, and we come out of the audience, the dress that Cher was wearing, my grandmother was the one that helped create those dresses. So
Wow.
I don't know, it must be in the bloodlines. I like fashion, and I'm just a creative individual. So anything artistic, anything that has a story, anything that has a deeper meaning, somehow, some way, I'm going to be attracted to it. So fashion's been like that for me.
Amazing. And I believe all of that behind you, you're the creator. You create all of them.
I enjoy sketching, yeah. So I enjoy I'm have more pleasure in sketching and designing the outfits than making it. uh, Making it is where I get a little bit frustrated because it's a lot of technique and a lot of like structured details, and that's the beauty of it. But at the same time, it's also like for those they love that continuous repetitive actions. People like me who have a brain who likes to do multiple things all at once, it's a little bit hard to be focused on doing one thing consistently. So that's why I
Amazing.
designed sketching. Is it's that free range of creating your own story on paper.
Amazing. And tell me where you're from, Joshua.
I'm from California, United States, California.
Born and raised?
Born and raised. I used to live, born in California, raised for a couple years. Then I relocated to a state called Missouri in the mid parts of it.
Wow. So tell me,
And then it came back to California.
what was the best part of growing up in California in your experience?
In my experience, I will say the best part, at least for my family, we relocated to Orange County, and the area that I grew up in, it was a lot of different families. So I was able to be exposed to multicultural families and just different lifestyle and different upbringings than what my parents were raised up in, and which is
Mhm.
a true blessing. And the, the reality of it is, like back in the day, the weather was amazing. Now that's another conversation because global warming. But back in the day, the weather was like, oh my God, why would you want to leave California?
Wow. And besides your sketching, your fashion design, career, do you do other job as well or not?
Yeah. So what puts money in the pocket right now? I'm helping out my family business.
Mhm.
We flip houses. We basically rehabilitate homes back into living conditions, or we find properties and we rehab it and we flip it and then we put it back on the market. And
Amazing.
um, I kind of like it because one, it still allows me to be creative. Two, it fashion, home, interior work go hand in hand. So I'm still in that range, but I'm also helping in my family business so that way we can create something and have longevity after.
Amazing, very good. I think work, having somehow involved in a family business, I think it's always a plus because again, we are helping, we're
Hmm.
helping our loved ones at the same time as
Hmm.
well. We are learning and growing up, and you know what I mean, and working at the same time. I think there's always a good connection, being able to be involved in a family business.
You know what I could really say? I'm glad you said that because it is. It actually is. But for some people, growing up in it, some people like to steer away from it, and I was one of those. I was
see.
one of those because I was fearful of what could happen with relationships of the family. I was
Mhm.
fearful of what could happen if it doesn't work out. And I was also fearing of like what people would view of a child helping a family business. Like you can't go off on your own. Clearly, that was my own insecurity speaking louder. But those were real, honest thoughts I was thinking. And reality of it is, as you get older and wiser, you start to realize, like, no, having your family and having that core foundation to make sure the family is stable, like that within itself is the actual blessing. So not one, sad, but the reality of it is that not that many people have that kind of opportunity. Two, people would wish to have that kind of relationship where they can build something with their family, so that way it helps their next generation to come up. So it really is like when you really step back and just take time to process to think of it,
Mhm.
remove everyone else's thought process. It's an honor.
Absolutely. So before we start our journey within the magic box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
Something interesting about myself. Mm, oh, I love it. I love this. You can take it or leave it. I am a fan for horror films, and it's getting to the point where it's like I know a lot of people don't like it because they have some kind of boundaries, but now it's getting to the point where I'm like, no, I was very kind of like not very confident about expressing it because the amount of people I was around weren't really into it. So the things I would be excited about, they'll look at me like, bruh, like, do you need help? Are you okay? But now I'm like, no, I like horror films. I like the thought process of when you make a horror film. I like the fact that there are people who are that wild and creative and demented.
Yeah,
And I also like it because I like to design into some of my sketches as well. So yeah, I'm a horror film fan.
amazing, very interesting. To be honest with you, I can watch them, but I'm always scared before because I keep jumping like in the cinema. I keep jumping when I'm watching them.
I must be an adrenaline junkie because yes, I may look crazy in the midst of me jumping and being scared. I may be the loudest person in the theater, but for some reason that jolt of adrenaline rushing through, I like it. And also you need to watch scary films because it helps you. So if there ever is a situation, you now have a visual representation of how to handle the situation. So don't be that person that falls down because you are well aware that if you fall down in a horror film, you're most likely going to get catch. See, it helps you.
There we go. There's always something you learn, through those process for sure.
Absolutely.
Joshua, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Let's go.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here my magic box full of random fun questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Go.
Just, let's do it. Okay, Joshua, before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Got it.
First question for you is, what does money mean to you?
Money means it's a tool. I
Tell me
view money
about
as a tool. I used to view money was everything, and especially in today's time, it's hard for everybody. So money has more value in a lot of people's minds. But I'm trying to be smart with it. So money is a tool. You can use it for pleasure. You can use it for happiness, and you can also use it for sustainability and for investments. It's all about how strategic are you with it. So it's a tool to me.
do you believe that money can bring happiness?
I do. Not all, but I do believe money can invest in some happiness. Absolutely. We don't live, yes, I believe it's also part of the mind, but I'm also kind of person where it's like, let's not fake the funk. We live in 2023 in the real world.
Good
Money
point.
plays a part in some kind of happiness. Like I understand Disney has embedded in all of us in our minds that creativity is the joy of happiness. I get it. I'm with you. Clearly, I sketch, but I'm also not ignorant. I'm not going to be boo boo to fool. Money plays some part of happiness.
I remember growing up, back in Brazil. I was watching an interview, and this gentleman said they're talking about money, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
the person asked him like what he thought about money, and he said, "I prefer to come back home crying in a limousine than come back home cry on the bus."
Absolutely. And you would do the same thing, and I would do the same thing, and your viewers watching, you guys would do the same thing. Do not fake the funk. Yes.
Yeah, I think people, I understand. I think money, it's some people, they are afraid to say, about the benefits of money. It's, enjoy money or like money. But at the end of the day, I think, money, if it comes from a good place, if you know how, as you said, invest, bring things,
Yeah.
opportunities to life, it's how you manage it and how you see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't be a fat cat. Obviously, like you're not taking the money with you after you pass away. So like be smart with it.
Yeah.
Do it. If you're gonna help out the family, be strategic and have it help out the family. Enjoy it while you're here, obviously, because it's here for a reason. But at
Yeah.
the same time, though, don't allow it to consume so much of your thought process and your life. Because clearly, I don't know if you're right about this, but like I look at people, and if you obsess over something, it shows. It shows, and it comes out of you, and your physical appearance starts to resemble. So if you start to become a little bit of greedy person, it's going to show out of you, and you're going to look like a completely different person, and people are going to see the ugliness of the obsession when it comes to money. So just make sure clearly you are level-headed, but also don't be ignorant.
Amazing. Next question.
I get deep. I'm sorry.
Not at all, not at all. I love you're just expressing, your thoughts, and they are not right or wrong in the show. It's just what's your opinion, that's what's matter. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Just put it out, whatever comes to your mind. Next question is, what's the biggest risk have you ever taken?
Biggest risk I've ever taken. I'm going to be really honest. It's me coming back to California, helping my family business while still trying to accomplish my dream. Because go ahead.
No, carry on. And I was about to say, yeah, why?
Because I just relocated from San Francisco. So I'm like in that space where like I was kind of like creating and making my own life in San Fran. And even though San Fran was never gonna be like my forever home, it was like my New York City. It was my coming and growing stage city. And then I just took the risk of coming back to help my family business. I needed a shift in careers because financially you gotta put money to have a roof over your head. And I was in a situation where I was tired of the living conditions I was in. So I came back, and it's really on the line. Yeah, like it's exciting, it's encouraging, but it's realistically it's also putting some shit on the line.
Do you have
Can we?
You can. I'm gonna put beep.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Do you have siblings as well?
I do have an older sister.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. You are getting there. You are getting there slowly. Slowly get less intimidated about dancing. Before the next question, when I was checking your profile, I could see a wedding, yeah? And for a moment, I will think, it's your wedding or somebody that you attend. So, and the picture looks beautiful. And I could see a picture for you standing in front of someone else. So tell me a little bit, if you can, talk a little bit about that wedding. It's a family member.
That was one of my really good, beautiful friends, Ty and Dennis. That was their wedding, and I was Ty's one of his groomsmen for his wedding.
Wow!
And this was my first gay wedding too. So I was like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna do this.
Beautiful, beautiful. Look very happy when I saw the pictures. Like, oh, I need to ask him about that.
Yeah, they're one of my good friends. They're actually Ty and Dennis were one of my first San Francisco friends, and we just naturally just hit it off. I met Ty first, and then Ty became partners with Dennis around COVID time, and then just being friends with them and seeing their love blossom and bloom, and then to like actually be friends and seeing your friends like, wow, like here we are, you guys are like officially like walking down the aisle. It was beautiful. It was actually awesome.
Amazing. So the wedding was in San Francisco.
The wedding was in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Right. Next question for you is, what's something you always wanted to do, but you're scared of?
Okay. Two things, actually. It's start my actual fashion line.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. It start my action because it's scary because it's something that I truly would love to create and have in front of my eyes, but it's something I'm really scared to do because I don't know how I can handle the if it doesn't fully work out. Well, clearly, whenever you start something, it doesn't really always work out the best. You have to grow through it, but still, just like I feel like anyone can relate to that. It's the thing you avoid the most is something that you should be doing, but scared to do it.
I'll tell you something now. I think that if you have this feeling of being scared, this butterfly in your tummy, it's a good sign. Because if you didn't feel anything, what's the point? So,
Oh
so yeah, I think that, when you're going to start something, anything in life, and if you have those you know, feelings of scared or doubt, for me, personally, for me, I think it's a good sign. It's a sign that you should go for it because, as I said, if you don't feel anything, you never know. And
yeah,
again, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, great as well. It just doesn't mean to be. So I think it's good to give a try. You know what I mean? If it's something that you feel inside that, okay, that's me, it's my passion, it's something about myself, why not? But I think each person, they know their boundaries, they know, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, in a big, let's say, in a way to, how I see things, yeah. But I'm sure you are the one who knows very well your, what I mean, your
yeah.
dream, your thing. So just for you to keep in mind.
Thank you for the wisdom.
Next question, let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, how do you like to be remembered in life?
I like to be remembered as. Ugh, these are really deep questions. I like to be remembered as a person who did take risk. So there's some things I got to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then I want to be remembered as the person who, at the end of the day, I did love hard. I did. I did the best I could. I did love hard, and I am the individual that will always be there for the person. I have boundaries, but also be the one be out there for the people. So
Tell me something, Joshua. When you analyze yourself, when you think about yourself, knowing the person who you are, what's the best part of being you? What's the best part of being Joshua?
I want to say right now, the best part about being Joshua is I learned to process some emotions. I'm not fully 100%, but from what I once was before, I've gone through a lot of therapy, so it has definitely helped me understand a little bit more about how my brain works and how to process emotions and feelings. And I take time to articulate, and I take time to like understand both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also learned and still learning, which is I'm really appreciating, is not being the people pleaser, Joshua, like I used to be. It doesn't help the people with you around you anyways. So it doesn't help you and doesn't help the people around you. So there is no love connection when you're being a people pleaser.
See.
When you learn how to articulate and say things in a way where people can receive it and not deliver it in a way where it's offensive, um, you actually respect the people around you. They respect you on how you're delivering it, and therefore both parties are being loved and respected at the same time, even though there may be a disagreement on something.
Great points. And I do believe as well that when you realize that, like, try to please people just to, for me, it's insecurity. When you try to please other people, not
Mm-hmm.
express, it's a bit of insecurity. I think when you learn that, you take this heavy thing from your shoulders and you feel more relaxed about that. And then when you realize that, it don't, you know what I mean? You don't need to please people, you just need to be yourself all the time. And the right people is going to be pleased because you're being yourself, and the other ones
Mm-hmm.
just somehow is going to find another direction.
Yeah,
Of course.
Also, when you are just being yourself, sometimes you don't even realize that you're people pleasing. It's just you just being natural.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are some things where some people can view it as you're doing, whatever the case may be, too much, whatever it be. But then you start to learn and develop, like, okay, the reality of it is, you are not everyone's cup of tea, and you
Absolutely.
don't have to feel bad because you're not everyone's cup of tea. It's just you're not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
I like green mint. You may not like it, but I like it. I can still have a conversation with you while you sip on your citrus honey tea over there, while I have my green mint, whatever the case may be. The point is, you're not
Totally.
everyone.
And I think it's healthy in a way, knowing when you realize as well that, you know, you're not gonna please everyone. Sometimes people they're gonna like the way you are, but some people they're gonna dislike you as well, and it's okay. It's fun. It's
Yeah,
normal. The balance. You
yeah.
need. Imagine if everyone loved us, would be boring. You know what I mean? You need those. You need those people as well to somehow, because those people they make you think, why this person for no reason they don't like connect with me. And I think it's just healthy, just meant, you know, it's just a spiritual thing not happening there. That's how I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ready for another question?
I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm sure you
I
are.
can do I can do this all day.
Let's do it. Wow. Before the next question, as we were talking the beginning of the interview about, you know, working in a family business, yeah, like being part of it as well, and you were sharing the positive side, the positive side of it, but the the flip side, what do you find most challenging being part of a family business?
Understand the boundaries of separating family and work, and not taking things personal.
Mm-hmm.
And the real, like I said earlier, it's the thought process of understanding, like, it's a risk. So it's like, yeah, you really can't afford to mess up. You can't afford to really drop the ball on this one,
Yeah.
because we're all, like, the family's affected. Your team is going to be affected.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's understanding the boundaries when it comes to, or the separation of personal and family emotions to work. That's why for me, I set the example, especially with the team that we work with and the different contractors. They may know my parents based off of connections, but when we're working, I make it very clear I'm not their son. My name is Joshua. I'm Joshua Barnett. I am the assistant on my interior and exterior of the property works over here. That is Kimberly to me. That is so-and-so to me. That is not my mom and dad when we're working, because I don't want you to ever feel like you can get that comfortable when it comes to handling business, because at the end of the day, paper changes a person's personality. Let's not try to intertwine with personal, and no, keep that separate.
Who in a person you are more close to?
I'm close to my mom, but I'm close to my mom in the sense of we are very, like, well, both our parents are fine, because we're all fire signs. But I'm cool with my mom because I have more of a deeper connection when it comes to, like, my mom has a better, me and my mom communicate kind of the same way. That's what it is. Me and my mother communicate the same way. And then I'm close to my dad on fun and mental ways, because me and my dad, we both have ADHD. And so he's part of the generation who didn't grow up with understanding how the diagnoses. And then I'm the one that went to therapy and got the diagnosis and started to have the education understanding about it. So I kind of, like, understand my dad on a mental standpoint, because some of the things that he does, either I've experienced and I've done it, or I can understand the thought process of it when other people around don't understand it. So mentally and fun wise, I'm close to my dad. Communication, like, we still cool. Like, we still got our moments. We still, like, are tight. But I have more of a communication connection with my mother because I've been around her a little bit more. So
I see. Okay. Next question for you is, what is the biggest difference between you and your best friends? That is stop. That is stop a little bit to think. You're very easy answering question, but this one got stumped a little bit.
I got stumped by that one. The difference? I mean, I'm more adventurous.
Okay.
And when I say that, I don't mean like, oh, like, they like to stay at home. Like, no. we like to get like I have friends that like to go out and do things. I'm the friend that want to do skydiving. I'm the friend that wants to do bungee jumping. So I like to do the adventurous stuff. While everyone's just like, can we just stay on the ground and be safe? Like, do we have to jump off a plane to have fun? Like, do we have to do? But for me, I'm like, I want to create a story. I want to do stuff where I can go back and say like, yo, have you ever skydived? You haven't? Oh my God. It's like the best thing. Like, I want to have those stories.
And what's the biggest similarity?
We love deep.
We love what?
We
Sorry?
we love deep. Like we have
deep.
like a yeah, we have like a I guess what I guess we love hard.
Mm-hmm.
Some friends like we get really tight, and sometimes we be like, I will fight you like you're my sibling. I don't care.
What's your star sign?
Oh, my astrology sign?
Yeah.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh my God, interesting. You know, Sagittarius, they have the biggest hearts compared with the other star sign in astrology?
Yeah, we are optimistic. We are optimistic. And people like to play us on these little memes as if like we are like the buffoons, but in the reality of it, we get along with everybody. But at the same time, people have to realize fire signs, we're fire. So if you do too much with us, or if you play around with us, what does fire do? It burns. So you have to be very not cautious, but you have to be aware. Like when you play with fire, you're playing with fire. You're not playing with water. You're not playing with grass. You're not playing with dirt. You're not playing with air. You're playing with fire. So yeah, we have a little spice to it, but yeah.
I know that very well. My second one is Sagittarius, and my first boyfriend was Sagittarius as well. So I know very well that.
What's your sign?
Scorpio.
You're a Scorpio. Okay. Yeah, I don't have that many Scorpios in my life. I had a roommate who's a Scorpio. He's chill, but we haven't really hung out for me to know who he is. So
Scorpio, we are very intense. Like when you love, like it's visible. If you like someone, you're gonna see it. Like the way
you the freaky kind. Yeah, you're the you're the freaky kind. That's right. You're a Scorpio. Okay, got it. That's why y'all love so much.
Very intense, like very intense.
Got you.
Next question. Hey, Joshua from California. Next question is, describe yourself in 3 words.
Loud. Quiet. It's gonna be 3 letters, but fun as fuck. Leave that out. Yeah.
What is the latest one? I didn't get. I just understood you. So I just could see you swearing. What did you say? Quiet, loud, and
fun as.
Oh, I see. And a negative word. What that would be?
Negative word, overthinker.
Welcome to the club.
Sagittarius, I shouldn't say like I'm not a astrologist. I shouldn't really say this, but for me, I overthink, and that's part of my therapy as well. And I'm aware of it, but also have gotten skills to work on it. So,
and when you find yourself in this moment of overthinking, what is the mechanism that you use to go, okay, I'm already there, I need to do something to distract myself? There is something that you do about it or not?
I have a few tools. I talk to myself out loud sometimes. So for example, if there's a scenario in my head, or if I think I did something wrong, or whatever the case may be, I talk out what it is out loud. And I try to process. When I hear it, I try to look for, do you sound like you're reaching for something, or does it sound a little bit logical? Clearly, our own minds are going to be biased, or clearly our minds are going to create the logic. But I kind of try to pinpoint, like, okay, Joshua, you sound like you are reaching for a story. You're overthinking it. Stop. Or I journal it out. Same concept. You're writing out, and you're still processing and talking it out. And you're also able to dissect it. And then I have friends who I can talk it to. And then I do the thing, someone just taught me this, where you listen for the furthest sound. So when overthinking happens and it starts to get overwhelming, you listen to the furthest sound away from you.
Wow, interesting.
So for example, if you hear a car going, trying to listen to if there's like honking behind the car, or try to hear if there's like cars pulling up rather than the closest car to you.
Oh, wow.
Because the further away you listen, your brain is focusing harder to find the furthest thing away, which allows your emotions to die down because you're putting that energy into listening. And then when you're able to calm down, you feel a bit calmer, then you're able to process the scenario again with clarity, or shall I say with less fog in your mind.
Something that I've learned as well, it's about pay attention to your breathing, which is so true. If you start like, because for example, if I stop right now and I'm gonna pay attention to my breathing, I cannot think about anything else, because for some reason, the attention that you put on your breathing, you get all the attention there. So that's somebody told me that once. It makes no sense for me.
All that we're doing, it could be different types of things.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's all circled around the concept of grounding at the end of the day. So ground, whatever it is. And for those who are listening, whatever it is, you can breathe, you can listen to further things, you can sit and meditate, hum, whatever the case may be. It's as long as you understand the purpose of grounding, that's the whole mission. Because then you're allowing your body and your emotions to rest and settle and not get so heightened or overwhelmed, because clearly when we get heightened or overwhelmed, our brains do not like to function. Well, some do better, but most of the times they don't function well. So
3 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go. It's the dancing for me.
Next question is, if you could stay any age for the rest of your life, what age would that be and why?
I'm not there yet, but I will say this. I would want to be I would want to be my 30s.
Tell me why.
I would. 30s are, 20s was boo, boo for me. Boo, boo.
I like that. Boo, boo.
It was boo, boo. It was straight up dookie trash, but clearly it was a lot of growing pains, a lot of experience that I had to go through for me to become and learn more about myself. 20s are meant to be growing pains. I don't want to be in growing pains all the time. That's exhausting. That's tiring. The moment I turn 30, I don't know what curse is on the 30s or what blessing, but the weight of carrying kind of like just fell off my shoulders. I physically felt it. I emotionally felt it. Everyone has fun in their 30s. I've heard it from people with gray hair. I've heard people in their 40s. I heard people in their 50s. 30s are for some reason are like the years where it's like I truly am starting to love myself and start to know who I am, and therefore you start to really like fall into you in your 30s. I want to be in that. That's a fun stage to be in. You're still fun. You're still exploring, doing things. You're learning about yourself, so you're setting boundaries, and you're also understanding about yourself about who you are and what you bring, like who you are into this world. Most careers start to really develop and like start to keen in your 30s. You take off more in your 40s, but you're really keen in deep in your career in your 30s. That's just a fun experience. It's a fun experience. You're adulting, but you still can have fun. Like you still have kid ways. You are living like an adult because you have the finances to do it. But then like you could still be a little bit immature here and there because you have the finances to do it. Why would you want to leave that? I want to be in my 30s.
Aging for you is something that bothers you, or just a matter of life?
No. I stick to this. My grandfather. So my grandmother, the one who did the Sunny Share, who was a seamstress. My grandfather, her husband, we call him Papa Dave. Rest in peace, Papa Dave. My grandfather was a man's man. Okay, like clean dude, respectable, like old school, clearly old school, but like. He was a cool dude's man's man. He handled his business. You respected him, but he was still like fun and have like he could still like be real with you, have fun around. He always said this to his grandkids, to his kids: never grow old. Don't you the moment you start growing old is the moment your inner youth dies and withers, and that's something as you age you want to hold on to. Never grow old.
Yeah.
When he was in his 80s, getting towards his end days, he still had like the personality of like a 40-year-old man.
Wow.
He still kept up with the jokes. He had an energy where he wasn't that grumpy old man who was just bitter, even though his wife was long gone. He still had the energy of like being present. Sure, he had moments where he missed, like, he kind of deported, but like majority of the time, my grandfather was present with his grandkids, and I always respected that because I have experience in seeing other people who have just like didn't care because they were getting older and they were being afraid. He still feared of getting older, but he still made sure that he was still youthful and being present with his loved ones and the people around him. And I respect that way more because you enjoy life a little bit more. You create more laughter and more memories with the loved ones around you. You have more like a deeper connections as you getting wiser and older. I love that. So never grow old.
Amazing. I like the message. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Hey, next question is, what's your favorite holiday season of the year?
I like spooky season. So it's actually Halloween, which is coming up.
For some reason, I knew you'd say that.
I like spooky season. I've accepted in the Hogwarts Academy, I'm a Slytherin. I always thought I was a Hufflepuff because, I'm Sagittarius, I'm optimistic. But I kept reading the signs. They kept saying you're a Slytherin. I was like, you know what? Forget about it. I'm a Slytherin. And what? So what? It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. You can be. I used to love Christmas. I used to be a Christmas fiend, and then retail ruined it. So absolutely not. I despise Christmas, but Halloween, anytime.
And you dress up always?
Not always. I like to watch other people. This year, I'm going to though. I'm really excited. This year, I'm going to be either. I don't know if you saw the recent Spider-Man animated film.
Yeah. No.
The type.
No, I've seen the Spider-Man, but not the animated one. No.
Okay, so the recent animated one. Wow, I suck. I forgot the name of it. It's the recent. You guys know it's the recent animated one. There's a character who in Spider-Verse. There was one character who was a British Spider-Man. Like he was like a black British Spider-Man with like afro. He was punky. Oh my gosh, I want to be him, or I want to be a half mutated demon. So I want to be like in the middle transition. So I want to have like one eye being like multicolor, one hand's going to have like black long sharp nails. I'm going to have like black veins coming around. I think maybe more of that. That seems more fun to me.
Getting there soon.
Getting there soon.
Ready for the last question?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Last one. But before the last question, let's say now that literally you are launching your fashion design lines. You are literally launched today, let's say. And you can choose anyone to be the first person to have the opportunity to dress up your clothesline, your fashion design. Which person that would be? You could choose anyone.
The real answer is going to be my mother, but we're also going to play the not hypothetical. In the future, we're gonna manifest this. In the future, Tracy Ellis Ross. She's gonna wear one of my dresses. I'm gonna record this clip.
We are.
Have it saved. Tracy Ellis Ross is gonna wear one of my dresses at one point.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And why her?
One, I love Tracy, but two, Tracy to me resembles everything I embrace about a woman. I love women. I feel like women are, even though I'm gay, I respect women. Mentally, I respect women in a way of, I feel like they should be more leaders. That's my personal opinion. We're gonna leave that there. But Tracy is a well-rounded woman. She is smart. She is a businesswoman. She's very strategic. She's artistic. She is creative as well. She is an entrepreneur. She has the risk of exploring and trying different things. she has the ability to like exude beauty in unique ways that you don't normally view, and she has a way of creating what you're so used to seeing in a different light that you're now viewing in a different perspective. She does it in her work. She does it in her fashion. Most in my terms, I focus on the fashion aspect, but she does it in her creative work, her fashion, and as well she does it in her business. All of that perspective is what my mother does as well, which is why like she's really the first one to really rock it. But in the public eye for the world to see, Tracy, that's my girl, that's my woman. She can be friends. Tracy, I'm gonna need your sizes. I'm gonna need your team to call my people. We gonna get this happening. So,
yeah. Wow, wow,
man.
There
if you know go. Tracy, tag her down.
I will. Last question is tough question. If your plane was going down, yeah, and you could call just one person. And you could call just one person to say goodbye. Which person that would be and why?
It's gonna be my mother, my father, and my sister, my brother-in-law, and my nephew.
All together in a room, you're gonna put
it's gonna be a group, it's gonna be a family conference call for damn sure, yes. I ain't got time to call everybody all at once. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Love your answer. Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Let's start with family.
Love.
Money.
Team. Tool. Weapon.
How about love?
Discovery.
Sex. Discovery. I'm joking.
Fun. It's fun.
One word for life.
Peaks and valleys.
Religion.
Journal it.
Politics.
Strategic.
Fear.
My brain thought fear, but it's fear. Scared.
Friendship.
Everlasting.
Desire.
Wanting.
Regret.
Wisdom.
I like that, actually. I like that. Success.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, you stumped me on there. Success.
I love when you get stumped because you're so easy answering question. When you get there, I go like, yes.
Success. Have it your way.
Okay. Wish.
Yeah. Upon a star.
There we go. Happiness.
Yeah. Laughter. Joy.
One word for California.
Relax.
One word for USA.
Help. SOS. You're held captive.
If you could define your family business in one word, what that would be?
Redemption.
One word for fashion designer.
Successful, baby.
The last one, horror movies, one word.
Love.
That was quick. That was the quickest one. All right. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely mom for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, what is the most beautiful thing about Joshua, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What she would say?
She would definitely say that Joshua is a beautiful mind, creative individual. He is definitely the child that will go out of the box. He was definitely a child that will want to go out of the box and try to color around it. But the areas that Joshua we need to get better in is his mind and overthinking. She's aware. his mind, as well as not being afraid to take the real risk for his life.
Your mom
Oh
knows
yeah,
very.
we go deep. I told you, we communicate. We go deep. She knows.
That's amazing. I think, I think gay guys mostly they are very close to their mom. You know what I mean? There's a female figure that we are so connected somehow, and I think that's a beauty. Is a beauty behind all of
Can I
that.
share my perspective on that though?
Absolutely.
I'm very. I'm glad you said that. I've always viewed this. I feel like men, gay men and women, were clearly mentally
Yeah.
aligned,
Yeah.
as well as lesbian and straight men.
Yeah.
We not everyone has close relationship with their mom, clearly, but I think we gravitate more towards women because we understand the detailed thought process that the women deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And we also understand a man's thought process, but we gravitate more towards a woman because we, as gay men, had to grow up in a society that may not be as relative towards women, but we also had to grow up a certain kind of way to present
Yeah.
ourselves to the world, the way that the women had to grow up a kind of way to present themselves to the world, a way that men don't have to, straight men don't have to present themselves to the world. You get what I'm saying? I've
Yes.
always thought that.
Absolutely. There's a sensitive part of it as well. Like the feminine, the female figure. There is something. How can I say? Like not fragile, but something. When they are very feminine. There's something about as you said, the area between a gay man and there's something there that I think we connected well. And of course, our mom is someone that we are somehow, you know what I mean.
I,
It's
it's
part.
the obstacles. It's the
Yeah,
obstacles.
yeah,
Women had to go through obstacles to get recognized as women.
yes, and we know that very well. Like
We
being
know
gay.
that very well. And gay men had to go through obstacles just so they could
Yeah,
present themselves as just being like a human being. Whereas a
absolutely.
straight male doesn't have to have as many obstacles to go through life because
The
the world
society.
was created, the society accepted just having
Yeah,
straight men.
yeah, society already just put them in the place where they just they were born. They can just follow the way it is. Anyway, we still love them anyway. We love all of
We on
them.
the same page. Yeah.
Yes. Let's play now Joshua in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it.
It did.
Okay, you can ask me a question now.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you've been asked this before. But if you have, I'd like to hear a different perspective. What sparked your interest to go out of your way? And I'm so sorry for the background noise. LA for you. What sparked the interest for you to interview people around the globe?
You know what? The interesting part of it, Joshua, I just literally reached 1,000 interviews not long ago, and I'm gonna this Tuesday now coming. I'm gonna be it's gonna be 3 years that I launched the show. And I tell you something now. It's when I could see you talk about the passion you have about fashion design. You know what I mean. At the same time as well, you love the journey helping your family in their business. I strongly believe that all of us we can do different things in life, yeah, and still be happy. You know what I mean? We can do different things. I believe all of us, you, me, everyone, we can, life can present us opportunities or journeys that we attach to it, and we carry on and we live a happy life doing whatever we need to do. But I was also always asking this question to me myself. My God, what I came to this world for? What's my gift? What's something that you know I would love to wake up and go to bed every night thinking about it. And I was asking this question a lot to myself. And again, I still can do so many things in my life and be the happiest. Yeah. But I was always thinking to myself, what's the feeling of waking up every morning, and thinking about something that, you can wait to wake up and start doing it, or go to bed and think about, oh my God, I can't wait to get tomorrow to do the same as well. And I was asking this question to myself. And before the COVID, the crisis 2020, when the world literally went upside down, and I was already thinking about doing something like create something on YouTube, anything. The first idea was about music. I had like a whole project in my mind about like doing something with music, and I opened up the idea with a friend of mine, and he said to me, "Oh my God, William, it's a beautiful thing, but you cannot use people's music in your channel. It's gonna turn down." I was like, "Oh my God, true." So I was already thinking about that. But anyway, so one day I went for a run in the park in 2020, in the beginning of the pandemic. Here in England, we could leave the house once a day for exercise. Yeah, like during
Okay,
the
I
pandemic.
remember that. I remember that stage.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did that too.
yeah.
I remember
And I,
that.
and I was going in the afternoon, late afternoon. I was going for a run in the park nearby where I was living at the time. And I remember, and one day I never forget the place. I never forget the day. I was literally running the park with my thoughts, like lost in my thoughts. And suddenly this idea came along, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, that's something that I'm going to do. I'm going to create some questions. I'm going to research some questions, and I'm just going to, invite people around the world and see their opinion, their point of views, what they think about, and to have a laugh." Yeah. But guess what? I didn't, the way that the show has been going, you know what I mean, the direction I was expecting. I thought that I'll be here just literally having a chat, a conversation, but it's been like such an amazing journey because you have no idea how grateful I feel every time when I sit down here and to meet someone like so interesting like you, someone that I never met before. And when I talk to you right now, I feel like I know you for years for some reason. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I'm so grateful for that because there
That's
is,
great.
if I didn't have this platform, maybe I would never meet you, or maybe I would never connect with so many people around the world that I'm doing so far. So answer to your question is, I think this journey started through like a very difficult time with the whole world was facing, and I was looking for for something that I could do that it would feed my soul, would like what I mean, would make me really happy. And yeah, so that's how it started, and I'm so grateful for that because when I was asking those questions I couldn't find, but the answer was here. Like I was literally here because this interaction that I do during the show, asking questions, when I was a teenager I was already doing that. Even an adult as well. I remember going on vacation with friends. There was always a moment that was like, who was your favorite teacher? What's your favorite color? So I was already
You
doing
asked the
that.
deep questions. Yeah.
You know
Okay.
what I mean? I was already doing that. And I remember people were like, "Oh my God, I really like this, William. I really like this." So between my friends, they knew that I had this thing about asking questions, connect with people. So of course, now I'm doing such a bigger proportion around the world. But at the time, I was literally doing with friends at school. I was doing with friends, growing up, like even here now as an adult. So yeah, so answer to you, it's all about expressing myself. It's about connect with people. So that's the big inspiration. It's about people. People inspire me. I love talking to people, random people. I have no idea. I could write a book just with things that I've learned so far doing the interviews. You have no idea. Most
I
of
think
my
you should.
most of my guests on the show, they're from the US. Yeah. And fun enough is you have no idea my knowledge about the US right now, like with states. I didn't know much about, I mean, I knew a lot, but I didn't know like some states as well. I even didn't know they exist. And sometimes when I was talking to people like around the US, and I was so like fascinated about, I was asking a lot of questions because a lot of places I never heard before. And guess what? Now I know where there are places. I know a few things about the state and about the country overall. Not just the US, but most of my guests they are from the US, but
Yeah.
around the world. There are so many places and people that oh my God. So imagine I've been learning like a lot just doing the show. So yeah, that's my answer to you.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Did you have a good time?
I did. I did. I had a lot of laughter. Was I a good co-host? Was I a good interviewer? I don't know what you would call this.
I love it. I love you're very spontaneous. I love you like that. I think you're very sweet as well. When I approached you, you straight away said, yes, why not? Something different. Let's do it. And here we are. We made memories. Literally.
I'm glad you called that out. Yes, we did. I'm glad you called that out. Yeah.
Amazing. Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Yeah, I'm working on this now. I thought this would be one good aspect to share at the end of it. It starts off whenever you walk into a room, and it doesn't matter who you believe in. This is just the quote. It doesn't matter who you believe in. Whenever you walk into a room, you walk into the room as if God opened the door for you, as if God is in that room with you. That could be your confidence. That could be whoever you believe in. That could be your wisest, best version of yourself. Whenever you step into a room, walk in the room as if it was meant for you, point blank, period. And I'm working on this journey right now. Like I said, I'm in 30, so I really am keening in more on this journey of, one, self-confidence, but being gracious as well as being humble and preparing yourself for the spaces to walk into that you want to be in, which is what I'm doing now. But yeah, that's the way I like to push out to everybody. You walk into the room as if it's meant for you. Don't be cocky. Don't be arrogant. don't be snooty tooty. But like, prepare yourself for whatever you want in life, and you walk into the room as if it is for you. And if it is not for you, if the door does not open, that is okay. That just means there is another door waiting to be open, and it's a redirection. And everybody has redirection in their life, and that's something I like to push back out as a reminder.
Tell you something now. Over 1,000 interviews that I've done so far, I never heard that before, what you said. And I like that. Walk in a room that this room is meant to be for you. I love that.
Yeah, my parents always informed me and my sister that we are always the head and never the tail. We are always the leader, never the follower. And that's not in a way of like be above and be ahead of everyone. That's in a way of building our confidence in ourselves. And whenever we manifest and pray over and want to put out into the universe and the world that we live in, prepare yourself first for it. Surround yourself in the environment where you can get into it, and make sure whenever you walk into a room, you walk in a room as if it's meant for you, as if those names have been wanting you to be in that room with them.
Wow, amazing. Yeah. Regards to your family.
Boom! There you go.
Regards to your family, to your friends, and thank you very much for the interview, Joshua. It was a pleasure, okay? Enjoy your day.
Thank you. You too. Have a good one. Ciao.
Take care. Ciao, ciao. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.